spent in a miserable way.
A republic, not a giant HR department. The Sacramento Bee. February the 3rd, 2019, 12:01 a.m. How dumb is the 2020 presidential election campaign going to be? Unfathomably dumb, and that's just among the mainstream candidates. Just wait and see. Exhibit A this week's Howard Schultz, the former chief executive officer of Starbucks, is Schultz. Exhibit A1 Schultz appeared on MSNBC's Morning Joe with Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski on Wednesday, where he was interrogated about, wait for it, the price of a box of Cheerios. For the most comprehensive local coverage, subscribe today. Schultz was shocked to learn that Cheerios cost around $4 or less than a triple grand mocha. But not nearly as does it matter that a billionaire ex-CEO does know how much a box of cereal costs? Only a few in the. Maybe the better question is what Schultz has to offer that any of the other dozen or so Democratic candidates for president do not. Democrats are vexed over Schultz. Spoiler alert, Schultz offered a rationale for his candidacy in USA Today on Tuesday. People seemingly want choice untainted by the Republican or Democratic Party brand. He noted that again, that may be true as far as it goes, but why is Howard Schultz the man for the job? I enjoyed the observation of an unnamed Democratic political consultant. Here's Ralph Nader. That's exactly it, right there. And that's why Schultz joined Starbucks in 1982, when it was a tiny Seattle-based chain with 4 stores. Today, which is great. But that's only part. The Sopranos captured the idea brilliantly. A pair of mobsters. I don't have any discretionary funds, the store manager replied. It's gotta go through. What if the store is vandalized? Every last coffee bean is in the computer and has to be accounted for, he answered. If it's not, the gangsters leave crestfallen. It's over for the little. Government is not a business and cannot be run that way. President Trump. Government does respond to incentives the same way businesses do because it does really produce anything. The vast majority. Government starts to fail when it forgets that the people it serves are rights-bearing individuals. We are not customers. Schultz says he won't run for president unless I think I can win. Whether he can win or January the 20th, 2019, 12:01 a.m. About 350,000 non-essential federal employees have been on furlough since December the 22nd. What purpose would, for the most comprehensive local coverage, subscribe today. Real-time updates and all local stories you want right in the palm of your hand.
Raindrops, drop top, top smoke.